I don't always shoot short videos, but when I do, it's because I don't have a whole lot to say. Brought some notes with me this time. A little bit more on the G25-660. The idea there, mostly, torque at lower RPMs or corner exits. Coming off a corner, I want to be able to get on that throttle and get going. I don't want to get on the throttle, wait for it, wait for it, wait for it, there it is, and then car goes crazy, and by then I'm already at the next corner in most cases. That's a really bad time to be spooling up and putting 400 plus foot-pounds of torque to the wheels. You know, right when you need to turn in. So, anyway, throttle response and modulation. Sometimes corner entries don't always go as planned, or you need to rotate the car just a little bit more. You didn't quite set it up right, or say a decreasing radius turn. There's a lot of things that can play into it, but sometimes being able to alter the pitch of the car mid-corner can be useful. The thing with the turbo that's on there now, it's kind of big, and like I said, it takes about a half second to spool up. Even it's not so bad if you get, if you're cruising along at 5,000 RPM the whole time, then it kicks on pretty good, but that's usually not the case on an autocross, or even some tracks for that matter. So yeah, just better throttle modulation, being able to do what I want with the rear tires as much as the front. So the other thing, and this is a big one, guys, a lot of people don't take this into consideration when they're seeing these Supras making tons of power. Because, believe what you will, but the internet has kind of messed with you a little bit and made you think, oh, only 500 horsepower, 600, that's hardly anything. Trust me, it's plenty. Especially when you're talking about cruising along in a parking lot or on a track. I mean, yeah, if you have miles and miles of open road ahead of you, 600, 700, 800, 900 horsepower, probably not a big deal if you can handle it. But on something where you have to turn, that much power on a small engine becomes a liability. It's not much fun, but altitude. Again, this is a big one. We're at 6,500 feet and pretty much climbing anywhere around here. So you got a big turbo, takes a little bit longer to spool. And I think the effect there gets worse the higher up in altitude you go. Like I said, we're at 6,500 feet. The same turbo at Phoenix elevation or Vegas elevation, about 2,000 feet, it'll spool up, it'll start spooling a little over 2,000 RPM. Up here, the thing's doing nothing until about 3,600, 3,700, 3,800 RPM. It does nothing in the lower gears. Even the higher gears, it's kind of lazy. But down there, it feels pretty much like pretty close to stock, actually. It's great. So the idea here with this G25-660 is to get back some of that low-end spool, something in the 2,000 to 3,000 RPM range, that where I'm not waiting on power to get out of my own way, So anyway, just figured I'd clarify that a little bit. A lot of people don't seem to understand the effects of elevation on turbo engines. It affects them the same way, it's just not as bad because you get boost to make up for the lack of power, or the lack of air density. So anyhow, hope you guys are having a good one. Take care and we'll see you next time. Thanks for stopping by.